Welcome to the 700 Club. Vice President Kamala Harris is finally traveling to the southern border today, 3 months after the president named her as the point person to handle the border crisis.
Landowners in southern Texas say the border is broken. So what's it actually like for them living every day in this escalating chaos? CBN's Tara Mergener traveled to the Rio Grande Valley to find out firsthand.
Basically, guys, our border is under attack.
The job that the Border Patrol does is a hard job, a very, very difficult job, a very, very dangerous job.
An immigration system at the breaking point.
It's taken a lot out of everyone.
Migrants flooding the southern border.
President Biden's administration itself is exposing Texans and Americans to COVID-19 through illegal immigrants.
There's a great sense of unease.
Not all survive the journey.
They run out of water, they run out of food, the coyote pushes them too fast.
As the president sends mixed messages.
Don't come, and what we're in the process of getting set up.
And many Americans fear for the country's future.
Little by little, our original Constitution is being ripped apart. That field is in Mexico, so the Rio Grande River is just right here behind us.
A giant metal fence slices through the South Texas plantation that's been in Dottie's family for generations.
The situation has changed over the years.
It's whopping. It's a humongous change. There was no fence, no wall.
Dottie, who asked us not to use her last name, has a bird's eye view of Mexico and a deep appreciation for those who keep watch.
What they go through to protect us and our properties. Without our Border Patrol, we don't have a country.
Growing up, Dottie watched as laborers from Mexico went back and forth freely between countries.
The people who came over then were super nice people. They'd come over, they would work for the day and go on back over. As years went by, then the government decided, oh, let's change things.
And through the years, Dottie says, the people have changed too. Routinely damaging private property or hiding there from the law. And another change, not everyone is from Mexico anymore.
You have all these people coming from different countries here, and now just hordes of them that come through at a time. So how do you tell the good from the bad?
Behind the tree line is the Rio Grande River. In the short time we've been here, a couple of people appeared off in the distance, continued walking across the field, then quickly disappeared. In addition to this being farmland, it's an area often used by scouts to make sure Border Patrol is not around.
Since President Biden took office, illegal entries in the U.S. hitting new highs, on track to reach 1 million or more this year.
It is the direct consequence of policy decisions by the Biden administration to stop building the wall, to return to catch and release, and to end the stay in Mexico policy.
Amazing what these smugglers, drivers, what these trucks can go through.
Desperate to be heard, South Texas ranchers use social media to blame Biden for the flood of Central Americans and others sneaking across the border.
They ought to send them all up there to the White House, put them in there with him. He could put his mask on.
And onto their land.
Who in their right mind thinks this is okay? Who in their right mind, when they say amnesty, give them a free pass to come in, they promise them health care, they promise all sorts of stuff. These are not the people we want coming into this country.
Across thousands of miles of ranch lands, migrants running from the law have long posed a challenge, even many miles from the border.
Mother, baby, and father.
And as numbers swell at the border, more migrants are trekking on foot or packed into vehicles heading north through these parts. Ranchers say they've never seen so many people.
This country's really good. Humane, Mr. Biden.
Bringing damage.
We come upon their camps where we find a bunch of backpacks, trash,
danger,
and numerous ranchers that have been assaulted. while they were opening a gate.
And heartbreak.
I got you.
This is where these children were brought across and dumped here alone. This is where they slept last night. Look at this. Look at this.
There's also concern about Biden's plan to ground the Border Patrol's eyes in the sky that have dotted the South Texas skyline for years.
It's like we've been abandoned and left alone. And all the technologies that were in place, the aerostats that were on private property north of the Border Patrol checkpoints, those have all been removed. There's no valid technology being used today to help landowners in the checkpoint areas north of the border.
Agents see illegal crossers and their smugglers also taking advantage of gaps left in the border wall since Biden ended construction the day he took office. All of the equipment is stopped, the crews are all gone, and there are still miles and miles of gaps up and down the borderline. Dottie, who once opposed any wall on her property, now fears it will be torn down.
Those people in D.C. want to say, get rid of this wall. Get rid of it. Open up the borders. Let them come across. I won't be able to live here if they do that.
She's not the only one. Landowners throughout South Texas report an alarming increase in home and shed break-ins, expensive fences and irrigation lines cut, drugs left behind, and high-speed chases tearing through their yards. And for each arrest, overworked border agents and other law enforcement make, many more are getting away.
We definitely need to regroup, and have a strong immigration reform. Without that, it's going to continue.
Are we moving in the wrong direction, do you think?
As of right now, as we sit here, yes, it's definitely the wrong direction.
It's not just the good people that are doing this. It is the increase in the bad people who are taking over.
And like a growing number of South Texans, she hopes she's not the next to leave.
Well, that report is obviously disturbing, and it all is based on the change in administration. And word got out that we weren't going to enforce the laws anymore. We were going to, if you got caught by the Border Control, what would happen is you'd get released. And so why not come across? And if you aren't sent back to Mexico, if there aren't any consequences for you crossing, then no wonder we have this huge surge. Words do matter in this, and when you send out the word that we're open, and if you get caught, and it's no big deal, you're going to be released, and you don't even have to show up for your court date, well, then of course we're going to get this kind of surge. The ramifications are huge. And when you talk about 1 million people who are undocumented crossing that border just in 1 year, that is an astounding number. And you can't absorb that. We can't afford that. And it displaces all kinds of other things. Now, for the people living on this border, it's absolutely horrific. And you are hearing their eyewitness account of what they see every single day. So are we a country or not? Do we have a border or not? Do we have immigration laws that we enforce or not? If you don't want to enforce them, well, you need to change them. And so should there be a new immigration bill? The answer is obviously yes. But we've been saying that for some time now, and the politicians can't get together on what it should be. So this has turned into a political football, but you and I are going to pay the cost at the end of the day.